If your market doesn't have enough leads, you don't have a lead problem. You got a door-to-door heartbeat problem. Door-to-door is not about being annoying. It's about being present where money already lives with a system that turns streets into appointments and appointments into a local reputation. Today, I'm gonna show you the exact door-to-door strategy we use to dominate local markets even when storms weren't popping and even when competitors were stacked on top of each other. I built a roofing company that scaled to 60 million a year. I've trained thousands of reps, 195 million in the last 5 years, and I've watched the same thing happen over and over. The company that knocks the most doors wins. It's the company that touches the most homeowners the right way, then follows up like a pro. So here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple framework to dominate a zip code, build consistent appointments, and turn door-to-door into a predictable system instead of chaotic hustle. Now, this is why door-to-door doesn't work for most of you. Most of you try door-to-door like this. You hire random reps, you tell them to go knock on doors, maybe you put them in front of my YouTube, you hope it works, and it doesn't. Then you conclude door-to-door is dead, door-to-door isn't dead, your door-to-door heartbeat is. And I'm gonna give you the framework I'm calling the 4 T's of local domination. Write this down. Door-to-door dominance is just 4 things. 1, territory, where you hunt. 2, your talk track, what you say. 3, tracking, what you measure. And 4, turnover proofing, how you build a team that stays. Let's break it down. Stop wondering, start owning. Most teams knock like they're sightseeing. Random streets, random outcomes. Local domination means you pick a territory using Roofing Redline, you draw a map on the scoreboard, and you assign that to a rep. We work the setter closer model, and that's where you get somebody to get about 1/3 of the commission just to set the appointment. My favorite type of neighborhoods are your affluent homes where people have old roofs. I always say you never pass a clean yard in a Cadillac, and it's almost like you're hunting by looking for people in their front yard.
Let's go hunt.
You look for signs of life, you knock on doors, but the way you work a neighborhood is you disposition all your doors. The people that you don't catch at home, a lot of times you may look up their phone number and hit them on text or hit them on a follow-up phone call, but it's about literally knocking every door 6 different times at different times of the day. You got to use basically timing and how you work the neighborhood. A lot of times it's Saturday and Sundays. These are the days that everybody's home. That if you're knocking doors at 10 a.m. to 12, you're going to catch more people that are always late during the day. And how you work territories is about literally assigning them to your reps and holding them accountable to a scoreboard. If you want to run an efficient door-to-door team, then you have to disposition all your doors. You have to use the setter closer model, put people in territories, and use a leaderboard so that everybody tries to win. When roofers compete, the owner wins. Second step is to use 3-layer targeting. Okay, so with Roofing Redline, we're going to knock the door, disposition it. The second targeting is literally pulling the cell phone number. If you're sitting in front of the house, you can use True People Search. A lot of times they're away. A lot of times here in Florida, they got a lot of vacation homes. So getting a cell phone number through a tool like True People Search and calling them directly from the street. And the third and last step is to use your cell phone and text message machine to follow up until they buy or die. Now, we have different tools, but it's better when it's individualized and when you can send funny gifts to customers like "boo, can't see you," or that Kevin Hart meme where he's looking around the corner.
I love that. I love that.
Sometimes you can get them to smile, laugh, respond, and you just want a response through text. That's all you're looking for. When you work in the neighborhood, first week you're going to go on a door-to-door blitz with setter and closers, and a lot of times you're finding contingency agreements. The next week you're doing a lot of follow-up, meeting adjusters, picking out colors. Now the third week, when you're actually doing things like getting the job started, you're letting customers know about the neighborhood with what a name list is. A name list is the list of everybody that you're working with in a neighborhood. The way I use my Roofing Redline app is I show all the customers on the map that we're working with, and I let them know that they're the next on the list and I want to make their job a showcase. Week number 4 is about building the roof, and the best time to sell a roof is when you're building a roof. So this is the best time to knock on the neighbors' doors. We use a "come watch us build" sign, and a lot of times in the front yard we're going to set up basically hot dogs, RCA yard sign. Of course, you got the tent, and a lot of times you're not a door knocker, you're a local brand that keeps showing up. And one thing right now you have to understand, our drones taking pictures of the roof, our drone detected damage. My name's Lee. I'm with RRCA. I don't know if you heard about what's going on in the neighborhood. Look, your neighbors up the street didn't take their hard-earned money out of their bank account. They had legitimate damage from storms. Now, their insurance company paid to replace their roof, and if you have legitimate damage, you want it covered, right? Okay, great. I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna get you the photos. How do you want the photos? You want me to send them right here through text? Okay, great. The most important thing is a lot of times the drone will let the customer know that you don't have to get on the roof. If they're uncomfortable with you getting on the roof, you can fly the roof with the drone right there. Number two, you need to let them know if you have a legitimate damage, you want it covered, right? This is an obvious question, and it's programming for your customer because it's how much certainty they answer this yes really tees you up for the contingency agreement, which is the next step. And this is the document that gives you permission to speak with the insurance. It says contingent upon approval. No approval means no cost. Their only out-of-pocket expense will be the deductible. You see how I explain the contingency? Very simple. Very direct, no extra words. So I just need your okay right here to get the process started. And that's really the whole first step. Now, the 12-second opener that I would give you right here, go. Hey, my name's Lee. I'm with RRCA. We're the ones doing the roofs. We're taking care of everybody. My drone detected damage. Look, your neighbors didn't take their hard-earned money out of their bank account or 401k. They got their roofs paid for by the insurance because they had legitimate damage. Now the magic question, if you had legitimate damage, you want it covered, right? That takes about 12 seconds, and a lot of times you get a yes, you know that they're closing the deal. The proof is in the pivot, and when they say yes, contingent upon approval, you have to do the takeaway. The takeaway is very simple. You say, look, if you have legitimate damage, you want it covered, right? Okay, I got good news. You got enough damage. I got bad news. The insurance companies are the toughest negotiators in the world. They're going to delay, deny, defer responsibility. And the worst part about this is that the insurance company is going to make you pay to replace this roof just to keep insurance. Now, if I could get 50 to 80% of your roof covered, that'd be good, right? And it's getting them to agree that even if you can only get 50 to 80% of the roof covered, that sets them up for the retail deal. And a lot of times you have to build value in the fact that insurance companies dropping people. A lot of times you have to build value in the fact that the cheapest that you can get a roof is to now. But if you don't transition and assume the sale, you literally say, look, we need to get you pre-approved so that we can start the whole process. Do you have a copy of your driver's license? You're not asking them to do financing. You're telling them that you need their driver's license to get them pre-approved through the process. And once you get through asking them the questions, they're going to find out this is a loan. Because what we do is 12 months, same as cash, and it's at no cost to you. We've got a partner, GoodLeap, and they're going to get you pre-approved so the insurance company knows that you're going to get this roof fixed. This gives us leverage, and it helps us get the claim approved at a faster rate. So this is just a soft pull and a pre-approval. Can I get a copy of your driver's license and your social security card? That's how you transition insurance to retail. And when you can get a loan approved and you can get a hard number contract within 45 minutes of doing a door-to-door sell, transition from insurance to retail, whoo! It's a one-call retail close, and it comes from a cold call. It's beautiful. Number 3, tracking. If it's not measured, it's motivational speech, and numbers don't lie. 53-1 after knocking hundreds of thousands of doors. Door-to-door becomes predictable when you have the data. And we found that if you knock 50 doors, you complete 3 offers, that you'll always sign the deal. And here are the 5 metrics that matter. Number 1, the door is knocked. Because every single time that you knock on a door, even if a customer is not home, then the owner of the roofing company is acquiring data. These are old roofs. These are people that you can call on the phone. These are people with identified damaged roofs. So the amount of doors that a customer or sales rep is knocking is important, but it's also important to collect all the data of the old roofs in the neighborhood. Number 2, how many people did they actually talk to? These are the people that are not interested. These are the people that are the go-backs. And these are the conversations. So if you're knocking 10 doors, but you're having 0 conversations, well, here's the problem. You're not following signs of life. You don't understand how to drive through the neighborhood with your Cadillac and your excitement and confidence, like you're a Labrador running yard to yard, and just with a smile and confidence when you see an old roof, a clean yard, and a nice truck, nice car. I said Cadillac. You see a Cadillac A BMW, something like that, where you know they keep up with the Joneses, but they got a busted, crusted, old, nasty roof. Well, you stop. You see a sign of life, you stop when you see someone walking a dog, you stop when you see someone in the yard, you stop when you see someone pulling in the car. That gives you more contacts, conversations. And if you're not having conversations, you're probably avoiding doing real contacts. Number 3, how many appointments did you set? And the amount of appointments that you set, like 50 doors knocked, would be like, if we're doing an appointment, we need to complete the offer. For us, that's what we call a completed offer. And this is when we give the customer photos of the damage, we give them information about our company, sometimes we give them a price. That is the example of an inspection run, number 4. And number 5, after we've calculated how many inspections we actually ran, how many deals did you actually close? What's your closing percentage? And a good closing percentage off of door-to-door, 25 to 30%. If you want a simple benchmark to start, go for 100 door knocks a day. Cut it in half, roofer math. You get 50 knocks, you're gonna sell 1 roof. If you're out there and you're trying to talk to 50 people in a day, chances are you'll talk to 20, 25 people. If I talk to 25 people, I'm likely to freaking sell 5 different roofs because I know how to pick them out. But for you, talking to 25 solid contacts a day is gonna ensure that you get at least 1 deal, because you could get 3 to 6 inspections set every single day. And if your contacts are low, it's territory, timing, and approach. If inspections are set low, it's your talk track and confidence. If inspection runs are low, it's scheduling and follow-up. And if your close rate is low, it's your sales process. The same day follow-up rule. If you inspect it today, you complete the offer today, not tomorrow. Not when we get time. A market is dominated by the contractor who follows up like an adult. A simple tracking system. You don't need fancy.
Nah, you don't need that.
At our RCA, rep submits their daily numbers by 7 p.m. We have 1 leaderboard on the Roofing Redline. We have 2 different calls a week, and during that call, we state our goals, we make it obvious, we make a public declaration, and one of the most important things is we can see if you're knocking doors. We can see if you're getting contingencies. We have a WhatsApp chat, and in that WhatsApp chat, you're to pick an emoji. Every single person is to set a goal, and every single time you sell a job, you're supposed to drop an emoji next to your name so that there is accountability in a daily scoreboard, and that you have to manually enter it in front of all your friends. And this becomes a competition. This is how you build a team that doesn't evaporate. Roofers are trying to grow and to be the kings of the chat, and most roofing owners lose momentum because reps churn. And here's why they don't churn. The new rep is determined how much success he has in his first 10 days. And when you throw them out, maybe they're not making enough contacts. Maybe they're not completing enough offers. Maybe they're not closing enough. To reduce the churn, you have to train hard during the first 72 hours. On the first day, you're focusing on making them a setter, giving them territories, really focusing only on the drone pitch, the talk track, the role play. Day number 2, they're gonna be shadowing you close the deals they set. Don't just let them shadow you and be a cuck roofer where they're just watching you sell roofs. No, they have to earn their right to watch. They have to set the appointment. It's a group thing. And if they don't do their part, then they don't get to play. Day number 3, we're gonna be knocking and trying to close contingencies on their own. And every single day in the office, we're role playing, completing offers. You would say, don't throw them to the wolves, but I fucking throw them to the wolves. I'm the big bad wolf. And that's the real thing. Role playing hard in the office, and I just really killed this salesperson. 0 to hero, Malachi.
I'm gonna be a hero!
I almost made him cry in Connecticut whenever his first day on the job, first time he met me, I made him master the pitch with the YouTube camera. Well, that guy turned into a $2 million a year in his first year producer because he followed the script. And he was only about the activity. We got granular. We paid for 53-1, the results of contingencies signed, retail contracts converted. And when you pay for behavior, not just outcomes, if you only pay for commissions, rookies starve before they get good. That's why giving them $200 per contingency, giving them the opportunity, if they hit 53-1, 4 days a week, show up to all the calls, pass the certification, take the courses, get 2 contingencies, they can get a $1,000 quick start bonus. Also, they get the commission when they close a deal, 30% of what a sales rep would make. Typically, that could be 3 to 5% of the total sales revenue. This creates momentum and skill development. See, You got to give them an identity. Reps don't stay for a job. They start at setter, then they go to entry-level closer, but we're going to go from a 5% guy, a 7% guy, a 10% guy, but it's about graduating to the TRD. A TRD can sell, build, collect, build a book of business, and build a whole roofing business within my business and earn equity in my company. We make it clear we're not door knockers, we're blue-collar American dream seekers. Corny? Maybe. Effective? Always. Because sales to equity gives a path to millions. You know what the common mistakes are? If you want to lose in a market fast, do these. Go knock random neighborhoods every day. Go let reps freestyle without a script. Don't track your daily numbers. Don't do dispositions. Follow up late. Don't hold your reps accountable to the leads. Never return to the same streets because it takes knocking on the same door 6 different times. Look, local domination is repetition plus proof plus follow through. So you want the 90-day local takeover? Here's your simple plan. Day 1 through 30, pick the zip code, map out the territory, knock till you stop, call and text, track daily, build the setter closer model, run a war wagon, and days 31 through 60, return with proof, tighten your talk track, increase your show rate. The next 30 days, start your referral tracks, your yard signs, your watch us builds, your neighbor photos, become the default roofer in the area when you become 5 Mile famous with the hidden damage build testimonial video, targeting that area, then retargeting those who watch the leads. You're trying to become inevitable.
I am inevitable.
So look, if you want my help tightening up your door-to-door system, training reps, and building something consistent, subscribe, drop a comment with your market and what you're struggling with. Territory, talk track, or tracking doors. So if you're a roofing company that's struggling with door-to-door, obviously you're not rich. You're probably having a hard time paying your bills because probably lead cost is going up and profits going down. But if you really want to fix yourself, you got to repeat after me. I will not be a door-to-door bitch. That's right. You got to do it yourself. You got to drive a war wagon, and sometimes you need help. Even me, this is an ivory tower. I get in here making YouTubes, and I forget what it's like to get my hands dirty with my guys. The truth is, I'm the best at helping you revive your door-to-door heartbeat. I've lost it before. I've got it back, and it's about 53-1. It's about discipline to the roofing red line. It's about having fun because the most important guy in the room is the new guy. If you focus on making the zero a hero, then you can actually escape all the stress that it takes from running a roofing company. My favorite thing to do is take a new guy door knocking. That's the savior for your roofing business. I want to help save your roofing business by helping you build a door-to-door team. We're doing audits on your recruiting funnel, on your door-to-door training, on your sales pitch, on your script. Click the link below if you want me to audit your pitch, audit your social media recruiting funnel. That's where the recruiting leads come from. Look, click the link in the comments and I'll talk with you about how to drive door-to-door sales.